Jackson Smith, a renowned tech millionaire, had always thrived in the fast-paced world of Silicon Valley. However, the constant hustle had left him yearning for tranquility. Seeking solace, he planned a solo trip to Colorado, eager to explore the serene landscapes of Aspen. The journey began smoothly, with Jackson enjoying the scenic drive through towering pine trees and majestic mountains. One crisp morning, as he navigated the winding roads towards Aspen, Jackson noticed a strange noise emanating from his car's engine. The vehicle, a state-of-the-art model equipped with the latest technology, began to sputter ominously. Within minutes, the car came to an abrupt halt, stranded in the middle of an unfamiliar road. Frustration welled up inside him as he tried to restart the engine, but the car remained unresponsive. The sun dipped lower, and darkness began to cloak the surroundings. With no traffic in sight and no sign of help nearby, Jackson realized he was truly isolated. He popped the hood, attempting to diagnose the problem, but his efforts were in vain. Hours passed with no success. As night approached, Jackson's anxiety grew. Determined not to succumb to despair, he decided to seek assistance. The road was desolate, and the only option was to walk in search of help. The cold night air bit at his skin, making each step a challenge. Just when he was about to lose hope, a faint light appeared in the distance, a small, cozy house nestled beside the road. Summoning his courage, Jackson approached the house and knocked on the door. His heart raced as he waited, uncertain of what awaited him. The door creaked open, revealing a beautiful young woman with a warm smile. "Can I help you?" she asked in a gentle voice. Jackson took a deep breath, ready to explain his predicament, unaware that this chance encounter would alter the course of his life. Quinn stood on the doorstep, her presence both comforting and intriguing. Jackson explained his situation, detailing how his car had broken down and he was miles away from Aspen. Her eyes softened with empathy as she listened to his story, sensing his frustration and exhaustion. "Come inside," Quinn offered, stepping aside to let him in. The warmth of the house was a stark contrast to the chilly night outside. Inside, Jackson met Quinn's father, a retired government servant named Robert. The house was modest yet inviting, filled with the comforting aroma of a home-cooked meal. Robert greeted Jackson with a firm handshake, his demeanor kind and approachable. "You must be hungry and tired. Please, make yourself comfortable," he said. Jackson felt a wave of gratitude wash over him. He had expected reluctance or hesitation, but instead, he was met with genuine hospitality. Quinn led him to a guest room, ensuring he had everything he needed for the night. Before leaving, Jackson couldn't help but admire Quinn's grace and kindness. "Thank you so much for your help," he said sincerely. Quinn smiled warmly. "It's no trouble at all. We're happy to help." As Jackson settled into the guest room, he reflected on the unexpected turn of events. Here he was, a tech mogul accustomed to luxury, finding himself in the humble home of strangers. Yet their kindness felt profound and genuine. He wondered what Quinn's life was like and why they were so willing to help a complete stranger. The next morning, Quinn greeted Jackson with a hearty breakfast. Fresh coffee, eggs, and toast filled the table, providing much-needed energy after a restless night. Over breakfast, Quinn shared more about her life. She worked at a local store 20 kilometers away, managing the household with her father, who often dealt with financial strains due to lingering loans. Jackson listened attentively, appreciating her transparency and resilience. He couldn't help but feel a connection forming, sparked by shared stories and mutual respect. As he prepared to leave for the day, Quinn offered to call her cousin to arrange a ride for him once his car was fixed. Grateful for their support, Jackson accepted, unaware that this initial encounter was just the beginning of a deeper bond. The morning sun streamed through the windows, casting a warm glow over the breakfast table. Jackson felt a sense of calm he hadn't experienced in years. Quinn's home exuded a simplicity and warmth that was both refreshing and comforting. After a satisfying meal, Quinn went about her daily routine, while Jackson contemplated his next steps. "Quinn, I appreciate everything you've done for me," Jackson said, genuinely grateful. Quinn shrugged modestly. "It's our pleasure. We're happy to help a fellow traveler in need." Before leaving, Jackson decided to take Quinn's offer seriously. He made a call to his mechanic, confirming that his car would indeed be repaired within 2 days. With the repairs scheduled, Jackson realized he had some time to spend in Colorado, a luxury he hadn't anticipated. As he prepared to leave, Quinn pulled out her phone to call her cousin. "He should be here shortly to take you to the bus stop," she explained. Jackson thanked her once again, feeling a growing sense of trust and admiration for both Quinn and her father. Instead of leaving immediately, Jackson felt an urge to stay longer. The brief interactions with Quinn had left him intrigued. He decided to rent a room closer to Quinn's store, hoping to spend more time getting to know her. Quinn looked pleasantly surprised, but pleased by his decision. "If you'd like to stay closer, I can help you find something suitable," she offered. That evening, Jackson visited the local store where Quinn worked. The store was bustling with customers, a testament to Quinn's hard work and dedication. Jackson met the store owner, who spoke highly of Quinn's work ethic and her ability to manage the store efficiently despite limited resources. As the day turned to dusk, Quinn approached Jackson with a friendly smile. "Would you like a tour of Aspen? There are some beautiful spots you might enjoy," she suggested. Jackson eagerly accepted, grateful for the company and the opportunity to explore the town with someone local. As they walked through the charming streets of Aspen, Jackson couldn't shake the feeling that this trip was turning out to be more meaningful than he had ever imagined. Little did he know, the bond forming between him and Quinn would soon face unforeseen challenges, testing their newfound connection in ways neither could predict. Quinn led Jackson through the picturesque streets of Aspen, showcasing hidden gems that only locals knew. They strolled past quaint cafes, artisan shops, and vibrant parks, each stop revealing a new layer of the town's charm. The evening air was crisp, and the fading sunlight painted the sky in hues of orange and pink. As they walked, Quinn shared stories about the town's history and her favorite spots. Jackson listened intently, fascinated by her knowledge and passion. Her enthusiasm was infectious, making him appreciate the simplicity and beauty of Aspen even more. They laughed over shared anecdotes and discovered common interests, deepening their connection with each passing moment. The sun began to set, casting long shadows across the streets. Quinn suggested dinner at a charming restaurant, known for its exquisite cuisine and cozy ambiance. Jackson agreed, eager to continue their evening together. The restaurant, nestled in a quiet corner of town, was the perfect setting for their growing friendship. Over dinner, the conversation flowed effortlessly. Jackson found himself opening up about his life in the tech industry, the pressures of his work, and his longing for a simpler existence. Quinn, in turn, shared her dreams of expanding her store and providing a better life for her father. Their stories intertwined, creating a tapestry of mutual understanding and respect. As the night progressed, subtle glances and lingering touches hinted at an unspoken attraction. Jackson couldn't help but admire Quinn's strength and kindness, qualities that were rare in his high-powered circles. Quinn, too, found herself drawn to Jackson's sincerity and the genuine interest he showed in her life. After dinner, they took a leisurely walk under the starlit sky. The night was quiet, with only the distant sounds of the town settling down for the evening. As they reached a scenic overlook, Jackson paused, taking in the breathtaking view of the mountains illuminated by moonlight. "No one could have predicted what happened today," Jackson mused, breaking the comfortable silence. Quinn smiled, understanding the sentiment behind his words. The day had been filled with unexpected warmth and connection, leaving both of them curious about what the future might hold. As they parted ways that night, both felt a lingering sense of anticipation. The bond they had formed was undeniable, yet the unknown elements of their lives added a layer of suspense. Little did they know, their journey together was only beginning, with challenges and revelations awaiting them in the days to come. The days following their initial meeting were a blend of routine and unexpected moments. Jackson settled into his rented room near Quinn's store, finding comfort in the simplicity of his new environment. Each morning, Quinn greeted him with a warm smile and a hearty breakfast, reinforcing the sense of belonging he felt. Jackson began frequenting Quinn's store, not just to support her but also to spend more time in her company. The store was a hub of activity, with Quinn managing inventory, assisting customers, and handling the daily operations with remarkable efficiency. Observing her in action, Jackson developed a deep respect for her dedication and resilience. One afternoon, Jackson struck up a conversation with the store owner, Mr. Thompson. "Quinn is exceptional," he remarked. "She handles everything with such grace, despite the challenges she faces at home." Jackson nodded, his admiration for Quinn growing stronger. He learned that Quinn's father, Robert, was a retired government servant who struggled with mounting loans, making it difficult to sustain their modest lifestyle. Determined to help, Jackson began brainstorming ways to alleviate their financial burdens. He knew his resources could make a significant difference, but he wanted to ensure his assistance was discreet and meaningful. Meanwhile, Quinn noticed Jackson's thoughtful gestures. Whether it was fixing a minor issue in the store or helping around the house, his presence was a source of comfort and support. As their interactions continued, subtle sparks of romance began to ignite. Jackson found himself looking forward to their conversations, while Quinn appreciated his genuine interest in her life. They shared stories, dreams, and laughter, building a foundation of trust and understanding. One evening, as they walked through a local park, Jackson shared his thoughts. "Quinn, your strength and kindness are truly inspiring. I can't imagine how you manage everything so gracefully." Quinn blushed, touched by his sincerity. "It's not always easy, but having support makes a difference. Thank you for being here." Their bond deepened, but the looming shadow of Robert's financial struggles remained. Jackson's mind was constantly occupied with ways to help Quinn's family, knowing that their well-being was intertwined with his own growing affection for her. Little did he realize, his intentions would soon lead to unforeseen complications, testing the limits of their relationship and the true nature of their connection. Days turned into weeks, and Jackson's presence became an integral part of Quinn and Robert's daily lives. He assisted with various tasks around the house, from minor repairs to helping Quinn manage the store during busy hours. His efforts were met with gratitude and appreciation, further solidifying the bond between them. One afternoon, as Jackson and Quinn were organizing inventory, he noticed the strain in Robert's demeanor. The old man sat quietly in the corner, his worries etched into his face. Determined to ease their burdens, Jackson began discreetly researching ways to help alleviate their financial stress without drawing attention. Meanwhile, Quinn confided in Jackson about the persistent pressure of the outstanding loans. "It's been tough, especially with just the two of us," she admitted, her voice tinged with worry. Jackson listened intently, his heart aching for their predicament. "I wish there was more I could do," he responded, though unsure how to proceed. That night, Jackson lay awake, contemplating his options. His business acumen and financial resources could solve their problems, but he didn't want his actions to come across as patronizing or intrusive. After careful consideration, he decided to take a bold step, one that would change everything. Under the cover of darkness, Jackson made a significant payment towards Robert's outstanding loan, effectively erasing a substantial portion of their debt. He ensured the transaction was made in a way that wouldn't immediately reveal his involvement, hoping to spare Quinn and her father any embarrassment. The next morning, Jackson continued his usual routine, observing the subtle shifts in the household's atmosphere. Quinn seemed more relaxed, and Robert appeared slightly less burdened, though neither could pinpoint the exact cause of their improved spirits. Jackson's heart swelled with a sense of accomplishment, knowing he had made a tangible difference in their lives. As days passed, the positive changes became more evident. The store thrived with increased foot traffic, and the household felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. Quinn's gratitude was palpable, and she often expressed her appreciation through small gestures, a homemade meal or a heartfelt conversation. However, with each act of kindness, the stakes grew higher. Jackson found himself increasingly entwined in their lives, his feelings for Quinn deepening into something more profound. The line between friendship and romance blurred, setting the stage for a love story fraught with both joy and potential heartache. Little did they know, their journey was about to take an unexpected turn, testing the strength of their bond in ways they never imagined. A week had passed since Jackson had quietly paid off a significant portion of Robert's loan. The household had noticeably lightened, with less tension and more smiles. Quinn, although grateful, remained unaware of the source of their newfound relief. Robert expressed his gratitude silently, choosing not to pry into the mystery behind their improved circumstances. One morning, Quinn received an unexpected notification from her bank. The message confirmed that her father's loan had been fully repaid. She stared at the screen in disbelief, her mind racing to understand how such a substantial amount had been cleared. "This can't be right," she murmured, showing the notification to her father. Robert examined the notification, his eyes widening with relief. "This is incredible," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "But how? We never received any extra funds." Quinn felt a mixture of confusion and gratitude, unable to fathom who could have orchestrated such a generous act. Determined to uncover the truth, Quinn began to piece together the timeline of recent events. She recalled Jackson's constant presence and his numerous acts of assistance around the house and store. A realization dawned on her. Could Jackson be the mysterious benefactor? The thought both amazed and unsettled her. Quinn decided to confront Jackson gently, hoping for an explanation without causing any discomfort. One afternoon, she approached him as he was fixing a minor issue in the store. "Jackson, I received a notification that my father's loan has been fully repaid. Do you know anything about this?" she asked, her eyes searching his for answers. Jackson hesitated for a moment, contemplating how much to reveal. Finally, he nodded, choosing honesty over secrecy. "Yes, I did. I wanted to help without making you feel obligated. I know things have been tough, and I couldn't stand to see you both struggle," he admitted, his voice sincere. Quinn felt a whirlwind of emotions: gratitude, surprise, and a hint of something deeper. "Why didn't you tell me?" she asked softly. Jackson looked away, unsure of how to articulate his feelings. "I didn't want you to feel like you owed me anything. I value our friendship too much," he replied. As Quinn absorbed his words, she realized the depth of Jackson's kindness. However, the revelation also complicated her feelings. She admired his generosity, but wasn't sure how to navigate the shifting dynamics between them. The mystery had been solved, but it had opened new questions about their relationship and the future they might share. Unbeknownst to Quinn, Jackson's actions were driven not just by a desire to help, but by a growing affection for her. As they continued their daily interactions, the unspoken tension between them hinted at a love story waiting to unfold, fraught with both promise and uncertainty. Back in Las Vegas, Jackson couldn't shake the thoughts of Quinn and her family. Their resilience and warmth had left a lasting impression on him, sparking emotions he hadn't anticipated. Despite the miles between them, he found himself constantly reaching out, calling, texting, and sharing snippets of his daily life with Quinn. Their conversations grew more personal, delving into topics beyond casual small talk. They shared dreams, fears, and aspirations, building a deeper emotional connection. Jackson admired Quinn's determination and found solace in her genuine nature, qualities that stood in stark contrast to the superficial interactions of his high-profile social circles. Determined to bridge the physical gap between them, Jackson began planning a visit to Las Vegas. He wanted to take their relationship beyond phone calls and messages, to experience the connection they had forged in person. The idea excited him, but he also felt a flutter of nervousness at the thought of meeting Quinn in her own environment. Meanwhile, Quinn continued to manage her store and support her father, unaware of Jackson's growing intentions. She appreciated his constant support and the way he had quietly improved their lives, but the revelation of his benefactor role had left her cautious. She valued their friendship deeply and was uncertain about the potential for something more. As Jackson finalized his plans, he decided to surprise Quinn by arranging a luxurious hotel stay for her in Las Vegas. He wanted to ensure her comfort and show his appreciation for her unwavering kindness. Without revealing his true identity, he booked a suite under a pseudonym, covering all expenses to make her feel special. The day of his departure arrived, and Jackson felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. He couldn't wait to see Quinn again, but he also wondered how their relationship would evolve with this new dynamic. Packing his bags, he reminded himself to be patient and let things unfold naturally. Upon arriving in Las Vegas, Jackson observed the bustling city from his hotel room, feeling both exhilarated and out of place. He reached out to Quinn, suggesting they meet up for dinner. Quinn, surprised but delighted by the invitation, agreed without hesitation. As the evening approached, Jackson prepared himself for the encounter, hoping to convey his genuine feelings without overwhelming Quinn. He was unaware of the surprises and challenges that awaited them, knowing that their journey together was about to take a significant turn, filled with both joy and unforeseen complications. The vibrant lights of Las Vegas glittered as Jackson made his way to the restaurant where he had arranged to meet Quinn. The city's energy was palpable, but his focus remained solely on the person he was about to see. He had meticulously planned every detail to ensure Quinn felt welcomed and appreciated. Quinn arrived at the restaurant, her heart racing with anticipation and a hint of nervousness. As she entered, she was greeted by the friendly staff who led her to a beautifully set table. She noticed the elegant ambiance and felt a sense of excitement, unaware of the true reason behind her luxurious reservation. A few minutes later, Jackson entered the restaurant, dressed in a sophisticated manner that contrasted with his usual casual attire. He approached the table with a warm smile, extending his hand in greeting. "Quinn, it's wonderful to see you," he said sincerely. Quinn's eyes met his, and for a moment, everything seemed perfect. However, a flicker of confusion crossed her face as she took in the surroundings. "Thank you for the reservation, Jackson. This is very generous of you," she replied, a hint of suspicion in her voice. As they sat down, Jackson decided it was time to reveal his true intentions. "Quinn, there's something I need to explain," he began, his voice steady. "I wanted to do something special to show my appreciation for everything you and your father have done for me." Quinn listened intently, piecing together the clues from their past interactions. "Are you saying that you were the one who paid off my father's loan?" she asked, her tone a mix of astonishment and confusion. Jackson nodded, his eyes earnest. "Yes, I did. I wanted to help without imposing, but I realize now that it might have come across differently. My actions were driven by admiration and respect, not obligation." Quinn felt a surge of emotions, gratitude, surprise, and a touch of resentment. "I appreciate your kindness, Jackson, but it felt overwhelming. It's a lot to take in," she admitted, her voice softening. Before Jackson could respond, Quinn received a call from her father, who needed her assistance at home. As she excused herself, Jackson felt a pang of concern. He wanted to ensure Quinn understood his genuine intentions, but the conversation had already taken a complicated turn. As the night progressed, the tension between them lingered. Quinn couldn't shake the feeling that Jackson's actions, though well-meaning, had blurred the lines between friendship and something more profound. She decided to return to Colorado the next day, needing time to process everything that had transpired. When Quinn arrived back home, she was conflicted. She valued Jackson's generosity, but was unsure how to navigate the evolving dynamics between them. Her father, noticing her unease, offered words of wisdom about gratitude and understanding. Quinn realized that her feelings for Jackson were deeper than she had initially acknowledged, but she needed to reconcile them with the complexities of their situation. Meanwhile, Jackson remained in Las Vegas, reflecting on the evening's events. He knew he had to make things right, understanding that his actions, though intended to help, had inadvertently caused confusion. Determined to clarify his feelings, he resolved to return to Colorado and have an honest conversation with Quinn, hoping to bridge the gap that had formed between them. Jackson couldn't rest until he had the chance to speak with Quinn and clear the air. Determined to make things right, he booked a last-minute flight back to Colorado, eager to bridge the distance that had grown between them. The flight was short, but his anticipation made the hours feel like an eternity. Upon landing, Jackson wasted no time in making his way to Quinn's home. As he approached, he saw Quinn standing by the driveway, her posture tense but composed. Taking a deep breath, Jackson walked up to her, his heart pounding with a mix of hope and anxiety. "Quinn, please," he began, his voice earnest. "I need to explain everything in person. Can we talk?" Quinn looked at him, her eyes searching his for the truth. After a moment of hesitation, she nodded, leading him into the house. They sat down in the living room, the atmosphere thick with unspoken emotions. Jackson took her hands in his, feeling the warmth and strength that had drawn him to her from the beginning. "Quinn, my intentions were never to make you feel indebted or uncomfortable. I was inspired by your resilience and kindness. I wanted to support you and your family because you deserve it." Quinn listened, her defenses slowly melting away. "I understand your generosity, Jackson. It means a lot to us. But it also made me question your motives and our relationship. I needed time to process everything." Jackson nodded, understanding her perspective. "I respect that, and I'm sorry for any confusion I caused. What I'm trying to say is that my feelings for you have grown beyond friendship. I care about you deeply and want to be part of your life in a meaningful way." Quinn felt a wave of emotion wash over her. She had grown to care for Jackson too, but the complexities of their circumstances had clouded her feelings. "Jackson, I care about you too. But we need to navigate this carefully, considering everything that has happened." Just then, Robert entered the room, sensing the seriousness of the conversation. "Quinn, Jackson, I'm grateful for everything you've done. You've brought light into our lives during a difficult time," he said warmly. Inspired by her father's words, Quinn looked at Jackson with newfound clarity. "Jackson, your kindness has shown me the true meaning of generosity and love. I believe we can find a way to make this work, together." Relief and joy filled Jackson's heart as he realized their mutual feelings were reciprocated. They embraced, sealing their commitment to each other. In that moment, all the challenges and uncertainties faded, replaced by the promise of a shared future. Their wedding was a beautiful celebration, blending Jackson's world of innovation with Quinn's grounded, heartfelt simplicity. Friends and family gathered, witnessing the union of two souls brought together by fate and fortified by kindness. As they embarked on their married life, Jackson and Quinn faced new adventures and challenges, but their love remained steadfast. Their story was a testament to the power of understanding, generosity, and true love, proving that even amidst unexpected detours, the heart finds its way.